think Ruwan is sick of competing. He's been competing his whole life. Now it's time to go home and do this without a competition.
I just have to show you, this is a typical scene in my kitchen. I watch The Biggest Loser while I prep vegetables and cook. And Millie keeps an eye on me. She's very interested in all kitchen-related activities. Right, puppy? I mentioned her name, so now she's kind of got her hopes up. But I'm sorry to say, the only food I've got for you is right here, Bubs. Look, it's full. Your bowl is full of food. She's like, yeah, but you do much more interesting food up there on that high surface. Sorry, girl. I'm just chopping cabbage. I know you have no interest in cabbage. Look at all these. I just chopped up a bunch of lettuce. There's lettuce in here and bok choy. There's a little bit of yellow pepper. I'm just chopping everything that's in my fridge. Because there's not a whole lot there, and I want to eat. I don't know what I want to cook. But if all the vegetables are chopped up, it'll be easy when I figure it out. Alright. Okay, get back to your vigil, Millie. Keep an eye on me. I got more chopping to do. I went for a walk the other day with a friend of mine who just finished radiation, and she told me what it was like. And, you know, it sucks. It sounds like it sucks. It's not easy. Some people say that it's mild fatigue and mild skin irritation, and for her it was like, it sounded pretty severe on both counts. And then with the tamoxifen, which she didn't start until after radiation, my doctor wants me to start like 2 weeks into radiation. She said that for the first 3 days she was nauseous 24 hours of those days. And then it's gotten better, but when she exerts herself, the nausea comes up again. The idea that I'm going to be taking a drug for the next 5 years is really, even that alone, I mean, everything else I've been through makes it seem like nothing, but I'd look at older people in my life and their daily pills and everything, and I would think, never is that going to be me. I'm going to take good care of my body, and food will be my medicine, and sometimes that might mean food, not eating too much food is going to be my medicine. And here I am looking at 5 years of a drug I mean, it's a daily pill, and when you look at the statistics, it actually makes more of a difference in my statistical risk profile. It gives me more benefit than the chemo did. That daily pill for 5 years is going to help me more than chemo did, so that I don't get cancer again, or it doesn't come back. That's pretty compelling. I don't know how well you can see it, but I love my yard at this time of year, because we haven't mowed the lawn yet, and there's so many flowers. You see all the little flowers. And then there's the forsythia and the rhododendrons. Everything's blooming. So anyway, my dog has been nipping at me, literally, saying, when the heck are we going for a walk? So I put her in the car, because the answer was no. It's Friday afternoon. I no longer have chemo on Fridays, if you haven't been keeping up. That's the big development, because last Friday was Good Friday, and I go to a Catholic hospital for my chemo, and they closed their cancer center last Friday. So now I have chemo on Mondays. What is it? Oh, Millie, please don't. Ah! Oh, she's rolling in dead fish. That's disgusting, Millie. That really wasn't what I had in mind for our walk today. Neighborhood. Do you know you're on video?
Hi. What you doing?
You want to know what? Do that again. Let's see your tongue. That is a blue tongue. Do you have a blue tongue? Have you been drinking Gatorade too? Oh yes. Oh yes. Video. Burgers smell good. Yeah, but you have the goal to break 2 hours, but did you look at your timer exactly at the right? Maybe it was really 1 hour, 59 minutes and 58 seconds, but it took you an extra second to check the timer.
That's possible. I stopped and started at the same time. At the same spot.
Well, I biked, I don't even know how many hours, but it was a little over 45 miles. And I was so hungry by the end. It wasn't that I didn't have food to eat on the ride, but I just wasn't feeling hungry. Oh, whoops. A little off track. Oh, the sky is so nice. It's a beautiful day. Yay. Oh, people are coming. I just made myself dizzy. This is Millie after a workout.
She goes.
So it's Sunday morning. Really, spring is really coming now. I mean, not coming, it's here. And we're walking the dog. This is one area, one land preserve that we haven't come to in a while, that we both really like, because we get a good uphill climb and then we have a really nice view. And pretty soon all the leaves are going to fill in and we won't have the really nice view anymore. So we've been talking about this fantasy we have about moving someplace tropical and living the expat life. When will you retire, Jim? How many years?
Well, I can early retire at 55, which is 5 years.
You know
That's
what?
the earliest.
When you started talking about it, like as if it was a serious possibility, one of the thoughts that went through my mind is like, oh crap, now I have to take into consideration that a recurrence of breast cancer could interrupt, you know.
Yeah.
It used to be like just, you know, something I took for granted, like, I'm going to be fine, I'm healthy. Right. Oh, the bugs are really getting you. They're not even touching me. They don't like chemo.
Well, if we did move somewhere, we'd have to be somewhere where you could continue, you know, being monitored for stuff.
Well, we would have to, I mean, first of all, we would have to come back anyway, because we would be tourists, so we couldn't, I don't think you can just move to other countries and stay. I don't know how it works. I guess it's harder to move here than it is to move elsewhere.
Yeah, you have to go east side.
One of the things that's really amazing about where we live in New England is the stone walls, and to think about all of these stone fences, basically, that all of this land that's woods, and there's a lot of it around us, used to be farmland. And all these stones were cleared by the farmers out of their farm fields, and they used them to mark the boundaries of their fields. And they used the stones to build the foundations of their homes, and barns, and you sometimes come across, there's not one right here, but sometimes you come across an old stone foundation in the middle of the woods, and you just think like, wow, they really cleaned these woods out. And the old, whatever was old growth here is gone. This is maybe 100, 200-year-old forest, but when they came along, there was thousands of years old forests that were maintained by the native people here. They would strategically burn the undergrowth and create like good hunting grounds for themselves that didn't have anything to trip over. And I don't know, there's just so much history in what just seems like untouched land, which is absolutely not the case. And it is really rocky land. And this is like all glacial rock deposits, like all these rocks that are just like sticking up out of the soil. That's because the glaciers came down here at one point and moved them here. So the history goes, yeah, the history just is really amazing. And we walk around on top of it all. We're so temporary. I think whenever I think about how temporary we are, I can kind of come back to then, you know, just figure out how to enjoy the moment. Don't worry about your achievements. You know, and enjoying the moment means, in the widest possible definition of that, the widest possible awareness, meaning like you're not hurting anybody, and you're not neglecting anything important, but at the same time you're still figuring out how to just really savor
Go for a
life.
walk with your dog.
Go get a dog and walk it. Yeah. I was reading something recently, just yesterday, about the idea that it was something like that. They did these scientific tests on about happiness, where they measured brain waves or something, and the happiest man on earth, or at least the happiest man ever measured, they asked him what is he thinking about while they were measuring his brain waves or his chemistry or whatever, and he said he was thinking about compassion, or he was meditating on compassion, and that compassion is the happiest state of compassion or something like that. That's interesting. I think I'll practice that on myself.
Good place to start.
Yeah, because I can be really hard on myself. But I am doing my best. It really is pretty out. I love these trees. The sky is so nice. It's a beautiful day. Yay. Oh, people are coming. I just made myself dizzy.